Hello everyone, this is Jordan and we're here to make the weekly summary or the weekly review for SRS Pro and SRS2. We can see that the first one was pound franc. I personally like this setup because it's kind of interesting, and usually most of the times the setups that we were provided or the setups that we like, I'm not sure which one is derived from the other one, the egg or the chicken, right? But most of the setups we have are ABC kind of structure, double wave kind of structure with a breakout. And when these setups occur, I really like them. Now, of course, we can argue that this was an ABC and we got the breakout. But for some people, this is simply a range structure here. Okay, so we have kind of a flat move, and then the price is going and trying to break above these zones. We have this one bullish, this one bullish, this one bullish. This one recently switched in the past two candles, but overall, we can see what's happening, right? Extremely blue candles. Just two candles managed to switch to red, and then we're expecting this thing to continue higher. So that's why, in my opinion, that could be categorized as an interesting setup here. First target collected, then the remaining portion was kicked out in break even. Next, we have Caden, which is more or less a similar setup. We can discuss a lot about whether this is a range situation where we're looking for a breakout, or this is kind of a trend line breakout with the most recent high also attempted to be broken. But what I wanted to pay attention to in this specific situation here is, again, look at the candles. This is extremely strong trend, guys. And then we have a few candles of consolidation, just like we had here and here. And basically the move continues to the upside, right? That's why when we have super strong trends and when you're trading on the lower time frames, usually strategies like SRS Pro, which are aiming to catch the trend, are doing very well in such conditions. And the way to find such trends with plenty of momentum behind them, one of the ways actually is by simply looking at these candles, right? I mean, it's kind of obvious what's happening. The price is not allowed, the buyers are not allowing the bears to push the price lower in order to form red candles during pullbacks. And then, of course, we have the other remaining tools which are also suggesting the bullish continuation and the strong bullish trend. So as you can see, this one simply pushed up and is continuing to the upside in a straight move, straight line. So nothing much interesting about this. Excuse me, Dorian. Now this is what I was referring to, a very, very classical situation where we have push to the upside, a level which starts from here, the breakout, pullback, and basically that becomes the zone above the breakout, and this is the zone below the breakout, right? Depending on what point of view you're looking at it. Since we're looking for the buys, and this is the most recent price action we broke to the upside, that would be more or less the level. Of course, we have this zone here, which I wouldn't be ignoring, but this is pretty much the same zone now. This is 15-minute chart, so we're talking literally about few pips here of this confluence zone. And as I said, we got here the two waves. We got the push down, the breakout to the upside, and here very interesting for us to notice is that the candle couldn't really switch during the breakout phase. You can probably see that very clearly. Actually, 3 more candles after that were not switching back to bullish, right? This is bullish, this is bullish. Most of these 2 out of 3 sentiment momentum are looking bullish, but the signal is only coming right here. So sometimes we need to sacrifice, we have to sacrifice a few pips in terms, not in terms, but basically to validate it, right? So if you're following the rules, this is where you should be starting for the attacks. Now, the way you can handle that, of course, could be also by looking for pullbacks. And the way I would be doing it is, first of all, draw a few levels, see where the price might be going and correcting. So that would be the first zone. And then I would say this level, right? Basically looking for the confluence of most points where we had candles around. So first level, second level. Of course, you can scale it, but that would be the general idea here. And actually, in this case, yeah, that would be working out pretty decent. So one attack here, one attack here. It could be nice, right? This one ended up with first target, second target in break even, or the remaining portion, because it wasn't actually a target. Then we have Bitcoin, which was pretty regular situation here now. This one is a bit too shy for me in terms of ABC. I wouldn't really take this trade. It was an ABC, right? Technically speaking, but again, I will be waiting for something larger in terms of waves, something like this, for example, right? That I would be considering a wave. This one is too small for me, but luckily this one, it worked, straight push to the upside. German DAX, I'm not really aboard with this one. Again, this is the 15-minute chart, pretty decent move to the downside. Everything is supportive for this trend, but for me, this is not a double wave. This is a straight move up. And that's the only comment I have here. Everything else looks absolutely perfect for a trade, right? This rejection zone initially, the price failed to continue to the upside, then a bit more fighting here up and down, finally managing to break to the downside, pushing back into this zone that we have right here, and then we're looking for the attacks. Again, the only thing for me here is that this is not a trend line. I would probably, if I'm looking to sell this, I will drop to the 5-minute chart, and I'm going to be using this low, because on the 5-minute chart, this low is becoming a more significant part of my plan. And this is also, by the way, the bottom of the level, right? The bottom of the zone. So by going and breaking below this one and going and breaking below the level during the pullback, that becomes absolutely fantastic. Even during the breakout, I would be happy to attack this. So that's about the DAX. And what do we have? Euro dollar. Now this is probably a bit flat, absolutely the same conditions, not conditions, the same question mark we had on the German DAX, but here we have a bit better structure, in my opinion. This is the last point where the price was providing some kind of support, right? And resisting to break to the downside. So technically speaking, this kind of stop loss could be a bit trickier, and honestly, I would be pushing this stop loss to here. Okay, this is for the 15-minute chart. I mean, you're basically exposed for the price to, because this level, guys, you can see it was never tested. This is where the price gained the momentum, and we never actually tested this zone or this level. That's why protecting somewhere around here, in my opinion, would be slightly more conservative in this case. So you don't get kicked out in something like this, for example, right? Then we have Pandoji, which is the last one. Again, the 15-minute chart. And here also we can be arguing whether this is a double wave or not, but we can see this is clearly some kind of move here that happened, and this line was respected. So maybe not the best one, maybe not the ideal one, but when we look at the levels, it becomes clear that this is the point where we want to be interested in a possible bullish scenario. So this is where the price managed to switch to the upside on the 15-minute chart. This is the entire level, so something like this. The price rejecting it, first time push up, second time rejecting it here, not being able to continue lower, most likely clearing stops, because this zone, for some people, I'm sure, was supposed to be a stop loss zone. So we can see that they managed to clear it first time, second attempt, and then the idea is to continue to the upside once we're refusing to break below. And as soon as the price manages to break lower here, we have no business being in this buy trade, right? We simply should be going away. So that's about SRS Pro. Now let's go ahead and check out SRS2 very quickly. We have only 3 trades, so starting with the pound Kiwi. Here we can also include a bit of wave counting, and I'm sure that well, I don't know how many people are actually using some additional confirmations. I'm not saying this is not enough, right? The actual dashboard, but when you have additional context to your trading plan, it becomes a bit better, right? It simply gives you more confidence. So if we assume that this is some sort of impulsive structure which was followed by corrective structure here, we could be looking for bullish continuation. Now, this specific entry was triggered because of this breakout. You could be also looking for this kind of breakout, right? And continuation to the upside. The triangular formation would be giving you less pips in terms of risk reward ratio, right? Well, not less pips, but worse risk reward ratio is probably better to be said, because then this is what you're looking at, right? This is the breakout zone around here, and this is your bottom. So the logical protection should be below these levels right here, at least. So the aggressivity in this case pays off, right? Let's see what else we have. We have euro dollar for the sell, and this trade I personally don't get and don't accept here. So I really don't have anything to comment, guys. I mean, for me, that would be the double wave up if I'm looking for sells, and this double wave up is not really tradable. All right. On this part, we have the triple structure to the upside. So technically speaking, yeah, that makes sense for this breakout because those are the 2 points. But I don't know, there is something about this one which I really don't like. Regardless of that, right, this is how it finished. It managed to push up and hit the stops cable. Conservative sell as per the dashboard, 15-minute chart starting to gain some momentum here. Then we have the ABC structure and the breakout in terms of levels. Look at it. I'm talking about this one. Absolutely fantastic. We're coming to this level. First time right on the first wave, pullback. Second time, a rejection candle with this spike. And then we have this big, nice, huge engulfing. And this is pretty much setting the tone that we're going to be moving to the downside. If you want to be more conservative, when the trend line and the actual low are so close to each other, you can always wait for the low to be broken and not for the trend line, as in this case, because here, if you're attacking the trend line, you're not winning much. You're winning literally a few pips, right? 1-2 pips. So you can be easily waiting for this breakout. You can take it even to the next level by waiting for a pullback after the breakout, right? But in this case, since the structure was absolutely okay and the level was absolutely okay, I would even consider, to be honest, I know this is not SRS, as per the rules, but I would even consider attacks here, right? Simply protecting this level and ABC, especially if we have divergence that confirms, attacking. So that would be all for this week. Guys, if you have any questions, again, drop us a comment below this video and we will be happy to reply. Make sure to check out our free Telegram channel. And that basically concludes it. I'm wishing you a fantastic week ahead and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.